Hello and welcome to another episode of What's for Dinner. A couple weeks ago, I had run across Facebook for a recipe that was called a one-pot smoked sausage pasta. The picture looked phenomenally interesting, so I read the recipe. I do not have heavy cream, and I do not care for thyme. I don't like the taste. It's like dirty. I just don't like it. And I'm not much of a red pepper flake girl. So I'm still going to make this recipe, but I'm going to make it with a little twist of my own. So to start off, I've already got my kibasi already cut. Got my garlic. I'm using milk. I will be doing a cornstarch slurry if it needs to be thickened. Got my bow tie pasta, chicken broth, and my seasonings. Move this over here. Okay. So, turn this light on. So, I'm going to start off. Let's get hot. I'm going to fry up my kibasi, and why that is going, I am going to heat up the milk and chicken broth. Okay, it might seem like a little dark in here because my I'm using my ceiling fan light because my other lights give a pretty nasty glare. so we're gonna fry this up. Bring these over here so they're close within my reach. My seasonings, except for the sesame packet, I'm going to leave that here because once this gets warm, I'm going to add this into this and whisk it up. So this is more of an experimentation. And you're going to fry this up until it's about as how you would normally fry it up. You eat kibasi. I also have some Parmesan cheese too that I'm going to sprinkle on top when it's done. This is supposed to be supposedly from what I read, it's supposed to be a relatively quick recipe. The longest time would be taking the time for the noodles to cook. It's a little colder outside today. The numbing agent is starting to wear off on the knee, so I'm starting to feel more achiness. Why aren't you resting, you're saying? Well, my family and I still have to eat dinner, and I'm allowed to still do basic ADL tasks, and making dinner I classify as an ADL. So that's all I'm allowed to do is basic ADL for the next 2 weeks. Other than that, I'm supposed to be sitting down, which my leg gets stiff from doing that, and occasionally I have to get up and walk laps around the house. I'll be right back. I just got to turn my light up a little bit. Yeah, so a little bit better. It's a little too dark for my liking. I'm going to go take these over to the sink. It's been a lot colder today than it has been. Oh, yesterday was so beautiful outside. I made something similar to this, but it was a kibasi and potato casserole. The recipe was relatively simple, and this how I'm doing this recipe is the same way that I did my my potato recipe. The only difference is that I'm not baking it in the oven. This is strictly going to be on the stove. So I've never done it with pasta, so we're going to see how it turns out. I mean, I've made halushki with pasta, but that's about it. Frosty is almost done. Almost ready for the next part. I'm just heating it up a little, getting the broth and stuff to keep a head start. So that way it doesn't take as long to boil when I transfer it over here. Plus also the heat makes it easier for the stuffing to dissolve. So we're going to turn on this stove. I'm going to add the stuffing. Turn that down low. Kind of looks like mac and cheese sauce. Alright, so now we're going to add this into here. And then add our seasonings, and then the noodles. Onion, chili powder. Paprika, smoked paprika. So I'm getting rid of the other flavors for the actual smoked seasonings. And I'll add seasonings as I need to. All right, now the fun part. I'm gonna add the pasta. I'm not measuring, I'm just throwing it in there. I do have extra, I'm going to have some extra chicken broth on hand just in case I need it. Okay, stir that in. No. Sorry, that was my son. He just came in and asked me a question. We have this little game that we play where we think it's funny to call each other names. It's all good and fun here, but I remind him that playing this game anywhere else is not allowed. Because mommy and daddy know that, he knows that mommy and daddy are playing on him and picking on him and joking when we do it. But when we go to school, we do not do that because your friends at school will not like it. May not feel the same way. I mean, what family doesn't call all their family members funny names from time to time? All right. All right. Okay, this is going to take about 20 minutes. All right, I'm going to grab me a lid. put this on for 20 minutes, stirring occasionally. Okay, we will be back in 20 minutes. It's been about 15 minutes. The noodles haven't taken as long as I thought they were going to, and it doesn't look like I'm going to need to add a thickening agent because it's doing very well on its own. I did make a last split minute change. The noodles are about halfway done. Actually, a little bit more than halfway done. They're still got to cook a little bit longer, so I'm just going to add a little bit of some peas to this. It just needs something green. So I don't have broccoli. We'll be back. Alright, it's just about done. I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can see. That's what it's looking like. We'll be back in a few minutes. It's done, and let's take a look. Here it is.
Hell yeah.
And of course, the important part, how does it taste?
How does it taste?
That's my son giving me criticism. That was really good. But of course, it's not my opinion that matters. How is it, bud?
It's so good.
It's so good. You heard it from the lips of the babes. I'll see you again tomorrow.